This is a warning before the conning. Nesta, Zaddo, Gallimore, you are indeed wanted by the St. James Police. Officer Yeman Pick and team is zoning in on you. You have been given a chance to turn yourself in before the authorities get to you. Time is running out. Nesta, tick, tock.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Friday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going on. Which part? Mobile. Yeah, man. So in the morning, I'm a peeps to the name Friday, the day when Mr. Smile upon some of the ones and ones them pocket. So please remember, due diligence whilst traversing in these streets of Jamaica, wherever you are, right across the length and breadth of Jamaica, from Moran Point to Negril Point, whilst traversing these streets, continuously look out on a corner, because the old dirty corner boy them always out there. Alerts. Yeah, man, me I tell you. So this morning's vlog will be totally centered around happenings in and around the parish of St. James. We have all seen in recent times the massive flare-up of crime and violence right across the St. James police space that has caused the lives of many to be taken by criminal elements. Some of those lives are indeed innocent ones, and some are indeed not so innocent. But before we get into this morning's vlog, I will most definitely want you to hear from the man that sits in the hot seat, the man in charge of the St. James Police Division, Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis. So listen to what he has to say as he weighs in on this new crime wave that has rocked his police division. Listen.
So the Crawford Street area in the Mount Salem zone, this was a very troubled area, I would say about 6-7 years ago. Things were very bad. When the zone was launched, we came in for the clearing phase of it, and most of the persons who were the cause of the problem, they would have been arrested by the security forces. Those who were not arrested, they would have fled the zones of special operations. I must say too that some of them who fled the zone, they were not really wanted by the police. So even if we had pursued them and held them, pretty much they would have been naturally released. So we saw where for 3 years, this entire space was without a murder. The area was under good control. I would say the social intervention, the input of the police and all the stakeholders was something that made the space not only safer, but we saw the entire area transforming. Now, over the past, I would say a month ago, we've seen where we've had a flare-up, and from the flare-up, we're looking at 5 persons. And I would say for the entire zones of special operation, it is 5 devils, some cowards who would have fled the area, and they're back and forth inside the space that are actually causing the problem. I would say right now, 2 of them are properly wanted by the police department, and another 3 of them are actually persons of interest. Now, from the police side, we've invested, September is 6 years, we've invested a lot of asset, time, and a lot of intervention techniques have been put into making this place safe. And I won't go into the reduction of murders because the statistics will show you that there is a significant decrease in the numbers of murder. However, I think it is a little bit insensitive. The loss of the life of one person is pretty much too much. And you can't use statistics to measure the pain that somebody feels when they actually lose a family member. But one of the things that I will say that we, the police, will be doing this trip. So the persons who we have who are wanted inside the zone and those who are persons of interest, I am telling you that we are going to pursue them this time. And when we pursue them, we are going to overtake them. And when we overtake them, we are not going to stop at that. We are going to consume them and ensure that this zone returns to a safe place for the citizens of Crawford Street and Mount Salem. So the citizens, they have been cooperating. We get a lot of tips from anonymous persons, and we appreciate that. Just continue to send the tips to our respective tip lines. And the communities that the guys would have migrated to, I ask the citizens to be on the lookout for them and to share the information with us so we can speed up the process in meeting these persons who are causing the zone to be in a little difficult state considering what it was before. I am of the opinion that if these persons who we've analyzed to be the problems, 1 is in custody, 4 is on the run, if we should do something about them, then this space will return to normalcy. We are determined to do it, and we ask the citizens to just continue to feed our tip lines, to reach out to us, the police department, give us the type of information that will allow us to act swiftly with precision on the persons who we want from inside the zone.
So as the senior superintendent clearly stated, they have a list of 5 devils. Yeah, man. Real old dirty kind of boy them that has been raking havoc right across the St. James Police Division, especially in the areas of Mount Salem and the areas of Adelphi and surrounding communities, one of which was placed just before the On The Spot News Media intro. Nesta, Zaddo, Gallimore. So I really are going with the Nesta them now, my peeps, because just a few months ago, Officer Yeman Pick and team of Nyam and Nesta Food, we are talking about Nesta Bigger Crime Morrison. Them Nyam him food over there in the St. Catherine North Police Division. After wreaking havoc in the Bull Bay space for many years, now we have another Nesta wreaking havoc in the St. James Police Division that needs to be dealt with in like manner. Back in the days, we used to have a brother known as Robert Nesta Marley. Boy, may I tell you, those were the good old days when the Nestas, them used to make sense. We have a runner that have the first name Nesta also, that made our country proud. But now the Nestas are not living up to the Nestale name and definitely going down a slippery slope and living a life of crime. So Nesta, Zaddo, Gallimore, you're indeed wanted. Now the next man on the wanted list is this brother here known as O'Shane Francis, more popularly known as Bruk in the streets. I have been speaking about this criminal element for years, which most did not pay attention. And literally almost 2 years after I first brought this criminal element to light, he is now one of the most wanted criminal elements right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. O'Shane Brokan Francis from CLM St. James, wanted for multiple knockings and clappings and taking the life of many. Now we have his brother, Clive Lawson Jr., but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Greedy. Now this brother here is a known knockis and clappis that has walked steadfast in his brother's shoes and now wanted by the police for a series of crime. The next man that is wanted is known as Dalton Green, otherwise known as Grimey. And as his criminal underworld name states, Grimey, he is of such in real life. So if seen, this brother here must be treated as armed and dangerous. The next man known as Tevon Johnson, otherwise known as Poppy, another dangerous knockis and clappis in the street that is most definitely wanted by the police also. So these men are definitely the 5 devils that Senior Superintendent of Police Vernon Ellis made mention of, along with other criminal elements, some who is presently behind bars and influencing the wars in the St. James space, and also others who have not been on the police radar but are effectively wreaking havoc in these space just the same. So my peeps of Mount Salem, my peeps of Mobile St. James, on the Spot News Media spotters, we are asking you for help to spot these criminal elements and let us put them on blast so Officer Yeman Pick and team can come in and clean house and do the necessaries. So make we continue. Still in St. James, as I promised, we are not leaving that parish. Now we all know about a certain set of criminal elements who have been wreaking havoc also in the St. James Police Division for years. We are talking about persons aligned to the Walter Mees gang. Yeah, man. And of course, its leader known as Ramos. Now, for those who don't know, Ramos' given name, his birth name is Marvin Brown. But of course, his criminal underworld name is Ramos. Now, a few days ago, he went on live. And a certain person, presumably using a fake page, had a lot to say to him. So I am saying this to say to the persons living in that particular community known as Waltham to be on the lookout, because your criminal boss is living in America and not living in your community. So you are the ones that will be facing the wrath of his enemies. So on your screen, this person is saying, Jay, you are one of them who took the life of my cuz, so just know you're bat next. Whomever is Jay, they are making reference to, saying, boy, them bat a go flick. That will be perpetrated among you, the regular members of Chan Public living in that particular space. And the next message that they send is that una got dead round there. Wait until the Zozo gone. So basically, them sitting and waiting patiently for the Zozo to lift up, to come start, knock it and clap it round there. Your friend them nyam family food, basically a Waltham. What day? And just know uno I go get it. So this person is most definitely angered by the fact that their family member's life was taken in that particular community. So again, to the youths and youths living in and around these spaces, your so-called dons who have migrated to the United States of America and who is continuously influencing the wars in the communities that you are now residing in. Just remember this, that they are safe from all harm whilst the wars are going on in your community. Do the right thing, man. Make them fight them own war. As you can see, some of them already started it in America. So let them trash it out among each other in America, and do not allow them to influence your minds to start a war in Jamaica, and they are locked away safe in America with their heavy artilleries. Allow them to fight their own battles among each other in America so that Uncle Sam can deal with them. And in the light of you doing that, you will stay alive. Your families won't have to mourn your loss. So again, a word to the wise is always sufficient. So on Monday, the 22nd of May, a knockings and clappings go on in a section of Salem known as Brunswick Lane. Sometime around 5:30 p.m., residents heard loud explosion and called the police. On the arrival of the police tumbled upon a body of a man laying along the roadway, which borders O'Connor Lane and that of Brunswick Lane, with multiple corner-up wounds all over his body. He was, however, taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was pronounced you know what. The police stated that that man was unidentified to them. The body was dark in complexion, slim built, about 6 feet 2 inches long, and sports a low-cut hairstyle. The police report stated that the body seems to be in his late 40s. Now, on the Spot News Media gathered information from its spotters out there in the street that knew the man only as this man presently on your screen. He has since been identified by his alias as Alton or Elton. He was the man that got brutally slain in the Mount Salem community on Monday, the 22nd of May. So my peeps, the knockings and clappings continues. Yeah, man. Now still in the parish of St. James. A St. James man is now facing multiple charges under the Firearms Act after he was caught with an illegal gun and several rounds of ammunition. The police stated that 45-year-old Richard McIntosh, otherwise known as Richie in the streets or Ginger, of 2nd Street in Albion, St. James, was charged with possession of components of a prohibited weapon following an incident in his community last Saturday. So reports from the Montego Bay Police is that sometime around 9:45 a.m., lawmen carried out an operation in the area when McIntosh was accosted and searched. 2 9mm magazines was taken from him. He was subsequently arrested and later charged for illegal possession of those prohibited items. Yeah, man. So another one gone to jail for a mighty long time. So now, my peeps, this is the type of life that we all want to live in the St. James policing space. It is full time now. We stop ban with belly and ball for the loss of a loved one. Sometimes we can prevent same from happening by proper upbringing, proper teaching, proper guidance and protection to the younger ones. Some is definitely hard-headed, some is definitely far gone. So for those, definitely spill the beans and turn them over to the police before you become a casualty of war because of that particular individual. So again, my peeps, a word to the wise is always sufficient. So anyway, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.